Hello everybody, welcome to week 4. So I have a few housekeeping things I want to go over real quick. More because I saw these in my other class. I just kind of want to give you a heads up. So basically when you do your discussion post, like I said before, I know that this is not a formal writing assignment, but you need to keep in mind that you're writing for your peers and for me. So with that said, please always start your discussion post with maybe 1 or 2 sentences to kind of lead us into the topic of what you're going to talk about. Please don't start with your discussion post with a quotation or kind of listing things off. Not good. just kind of keep those things in mind. Of course, typically the things that people miss points for are either they get off task, off target, they don't answer the question at all, or they forget their in-text citation, or they forget the full citation at the bottom. We're not having problems in this particular class with that at all right now, so all of that is fine for you guys. But just in case you have some wild hair, we still have many weeks left in this class. I just thought I'd kind of throw that out there, kind of, say, don't forget this. It's important. Tara and I do take the time to read them all. I kind of grade everything the same way. I read everything the first time to kind of get an idea where everybody's head is, and that way it's more fair to you. And that way then I'll go back and actually start grading. I start looking for things like in-text citations, and I start looking, to make sure you responded to your peers, and then did you stay on target? Are there any like major oh no's, we need to get this fixed before we go any further kind of situations? I will tell you that if I deduct points, I try to be very specific about why I deducted points. But if you have a question, you need to tell me. I don't get it. This is what I was thinking. And there have been times that I have awarded points back because in my mind it was clear as day and this is what I was expecting and you didn't do that. And you say, well, this is what I was thinking, or this is my interpretation of what I saw. And so I try to be open-minded about that, but you still need to give me a heads up. Another thing, sometimes I will get distracted. Either my phone will ring, which I try to turn off, but sometimes that happens, or somebody will come in, even though I've got the door closed. So I have to stop in the middle of grading. When that happens, I do save so I don't lose anything, but then sometimes I forget to go back and publish your grade. So if that happens to you and you're like, you said you published grades and I don't have my grade, I can't see it, I don't know what happened. Send me an email, say, hey, I can't see my grade. I'll tell you now, that's 9 times out of 10, that's what happened. I just forgot to hit publish, it's already been graded. So there's that. Also, sometimes my fingers will get on the wrong keys. I know you find that shocking. I'll tell you did a great job, and all of a sudden, out of 10 points, you've got 3 points, and you're going, I'm confused. You said I did good. Why did I only get 3 out of 10 points? It just means my fingers got on the wrong keys, and I didn't actually look at what I should have been looking at when I was typing, but so it's just something, just means I made a mistake is what it comes down to. So you just need to shoot me an email and kind of with a question going, what's going on? And I will go back in and fix it. Okay, so I think that's it for housekeeping things. This week we're going to talk about collection management. Collection management is one of those cornerstones. It's one of those things that we spend a lot of time doing. It is, other than teaching, quite honestly, it's probably the thing that you will spend the most time on. Obviously, this is on the library side of what we do. So there's 16-week course that we offer. Almost, I don't know any program that doesn't offer a class on collection management or development, because it is so important that you understand what you're doing and why you're doing it. Obviously, you need to understand how to procure things for your library, but you need to know why you're procuring them. Like, do they meet the teaching standards? Is there a reason? Maybe you've got a kid that likes card books. Well, that's great, So how many card books, though, do you need? So there's a whole balancing there. Maybe you've got a teacher who really is goes gangbusters on a specific unit. you kind of have to know all these things. Okay, so you know what you need. Now you need to know where to go get it. Jobbers or book vendors, of course, they're going to tell you their product's the best. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't, but you need to learn how to kind of balance that out. And then at the same time, you will learn, Tara will show you how to go in and look at book reviews. So that way, a lot of times the book reviews are written by either people who are currently working in our field as school librarians, or potentially they could be retired librarians. There will come a point, every school district is different. TPS said, their policy was we had to find 3 positive reviews before I bought a book. It got to the point, however, that when you see the same people over and over and over again, and you can trust their opinion, if I could find those particular ladies and they wrote a solid review and liked it, I would buy the book. I wouldn't go find the 3rd one, because I know I could trust them. Of course, my personal favorite way, if you have this, and I'll call it a luxury, if you're close enough to a public library that has a big enough budget, I'd let their collection development people purchase the books. Sequoia books are important, but Sequoia Book Awards, but a lot of times there were some, if I knew the author and the books had done well before, I would probably go ahead and buy them. But there are some, if I didn't know the author, if I hadn't had time right then to read the book before I put it on my shelves, I'd wait till the public library got it in, and then I'd go get it off their shelves and I would read it before I purchased it. To blindly order things will be a mistake for many, many reasons that Tara will get into. So I'm not going to rain on her parade there. So there's also other book awards out there. I'm also not going to get into that right now. But the one thing that will lead me into Permabound, which is a book vendor or a jobber, one that Tara and I both really like, Ken and Kyle Brown. If you haven't met them, they are lovely people. They will be at OTA this year. That's the Oklahoma Technology Association Encyclopedia Conference, which is the first week of October. If you get a chance to go to that, I'm going to highly recommend going to it. Oklahoma Library Association, which I've been a member of forever, actively involved in OLA. Their conference is in the spring, and honestly, for school librarians, there's just never been enough material offered or sessions offered to make it worth our time to go. I go for other reasons, but if you're looking for professional development, things that you can literally take from the conference back to your school and use like the next day, or if not the next week, this is it. OTA is the #1 conference for us as school librarians. Tara and I are both presenting on Wednesday. You're certainly welcome to come sit in our sessions if you have some desire to do so, but we really didn't, well, one of them, the one that I'm doing, is not really for you guys being school librarians, because it has to do with principles and social media, and that's kind of more my dissertation topic, and that's kind of how that presentation came about. Tara's is about Stellar, more like transformative learning and Stellar, and kind of how all of that fits together. Actually, one of our students in my library information retrieval class is presenting with us. That's something Tara and I are going to start looking at more and more. These conferences we know are expensive, but if you go with us and help us present, then UCO will pick up the tab for you to go. Like OLA in the spring is in Tulsa. So Tara and I, of course, are hoping to present at that conference. So if something works out and we ask you to come with us, then of course UCO would be picking up the tab for that. And of course, that's always assuming that your principal will let you off, which is also a key factor. There have been years, I think I've been to OLA almost every year since I've been a school librarian, and the same with OTA, but I had a structure within Tulsa Public Schools that allowed me to do that. So I know not every school district, though, has that. So we'll keep those things in mind as we proceed down that path. So I guess that's all for now. I hope everybody has a wonderful week, and I will see you next week.